let us start. Let me now just pull up my deck. Okay, so since we rolled out the new persistency guidelines for this year, there have been, of course, a continuous introduction of enhancements. Okay, there has been a continuous introduction of enhancements, of course, in order for, diba, in order for, what do you call this, the agency force, okay, in order, as a way to support, as a way to support, of course, the agency force. Kasi, diba, syempre, we recognize that since this is something new, diba, as we go along, diba, the journey or following the new persistency guidelines, meron tayong mga nakikita or na-experience which may need some adjustments also. So, home office, of course, recognizes that. Hence, some enhancements are introduced dun sa ating bagong persistency guideline. So, the reference memo, ayan po, naka-indicate siya in the chat box. Later on, we'll try to drop the file. Okay, chat box. The reference memo, okay, the reference to the memo is in the slide. Okay, later on, we will try to share with you the memo. So we'll try to drop the memo in the chat box. So if it is going to be easy for you to download it, then go. Otherwise, you can check, diba, your email because a copy of the memo has been sent also. Okay? Now, as we proceed, the enhancements, okay, will be made effective regardless of the product type, be it traditional or variable, for as long as included yung product na iyon in the persistency reading. As we go through the session, there will be some concepts that we'll share with you, concepts that are the same as previous rollouts, concepts that are new also, because these are the enhancements. We will also be sharing with you some examples. Okay? So we'll share with you also some examples, some knowledge checks. Okay? Para po, ma-review din natin or at least check for understanding kung tama po ba tayo or if we are all in the same page. Now, my partner, Sir Jerome, has dropped the memo in the chat box. So, nandyan, no? Actually, naka-highlight dyan kung ano po yung enhancements. So, that's also going to be a helpful reference on your part. So, as you attend this session, ayan, so hopefully, mameri natin. Now, you'll have already a complete source of information. Alright? Okay, so let us begin. So, again, no, this year, we are implementing a new persistency formula which is, of course, followed or implemented across all LBUs in the region. So, hindi lang PLUK yung gumamit or gumagamit nitong bagong persistency guideline na ito. And again, for this year, we just want to reiterate that we use premium collection as measure. Okay? So, as premiums are collected, these collected premiums become part of your persistency reading. Okay? And then, of course, one of the key benefits is that it considers the partial amount that is unpaid. Now, this is actually one of the enhancements. Okay? Okay? This is now one of the enhancements that is implemented right now. Okay? Teka lang ha, hold lang. Okay, so ito po yung, yan. This is one of the enhancements that you will see, okay, in your persistency reading. Kasi we will only now consider the partial amount that is unpaid. Unlike before, so you will notice me making mention of the past and the current or what's gonna happen in the future. Okay, so I hope that it is all right. So previously, if you remember, once the policy is lapsed or is surrendered, diba, the denominator will reflect the full premium amount. Right now, kung ano lang po yung unpaid, yun na lang yung i-count natin. So this is one way, of course, that will help you, our dear agency members. Kasi kumbaga, the consequence becomes a little more bearable kasi hindi na po yung buo. Okay, so again, there will be examples that will be shown later for your reference. Ngayon, okay, alam naman natin, why is an agent or a leader being graded, okay, for persistency? Because we all know, diba, that, keeping quality business is important. Okay, keeping quality business spells or defines our profitability, right? And because this is of course our business, we have to monitor the status of the policies that we are able to issue if they continue to be in force in our books. So we always want to make sure that we remind you to avoid lapsations, surrenders, and even cancellations. Okay, so ngayon, again, what is the formula? The formula still stays the same. What forms part of your numerator would be the collected premiums from months 2 to month 13. So lahat pa rin po ng collected. Ngayon, nasa denominator, the collected premiums from month 2 to month 13 plus uncollected premiums of yung lapsed, okay, surrendered, or policies, okay, or policies that are under unit cancellation. Okay. Now, you will see here, meron pa pong second update, di ba? Okay, persistency will be calculated gradually. As I mentioned previously, hindi na magre-reflect yung total uncollected premiums in the denominator. Okay? So, kung ano na lang, no? So, it will be reflected gradually, okay, during the covered period, the study period, or what we call the, or even what we call the observation period. So, baka visual kayo, so you wanna see how it looks like later on, please, because we'll have examples for you. Okay? We still use the 12-month period, okay? We still use the 12-month period, okay? Now, here's another change you will see. Okay, if you remember, again, past, okay, how many months or how many payments are we going to watch out for kapag ka-annual? Di ba po, if you remember, we have to collect or we have to make sure that there is collection for 2 annual payments, okay, 3 semi-annual payments, okay, 5 quarterly payments, and 13 monthly payments. Right now, annual, semi, quarterly, and monthly, ang babantayan na lang natin would be payments coming in from months 2 to month 13. Okay? How will it look like? Wait lang po. Papunta na tayo doon. Now, okay? Alright. What else do I have to share with you? We still, of course, implement the 60-day grace period, okay, for persistency calculation. Okay? So, bago basahin, kung lapse na talaga, okay? Kung lapse na talaga, yung business na iyon, no? Kung lapse na talaga yung business na iyon, no? Meron tayong 60-day grace period na susundan. So, this is of course a chance for you, no? Treat this period, okay, as an opportunity for you to be able to try to recover the lapse case, diba? Try to still make sure that the client is able to pay premiums because of course, if itong 60-day grace period na to, unfortunately, walang nangyari. No, then, okay, babasahin na natin kung ano yung status no policy na yon. If it is lapsed already, then, okay, it will of course have an impact sa iyong persistency already. Alright? Okay? So when we say we have the grace period, diba? The lapsed case does not have an immediate impact in terms of your persistency reading. Kasi nga, diba, meron ka pang 60 days para hilutin siya or to, for you to be able to recover. Okay? For you to be able to recover and try to save, kumbaga, that policy. Okay? Now, Ano pa? O sige, let's take a look at these examples already. So, I'll share with you examples now to help us understand further the enhancements. Okay, so the first enhancement, earned premium, we follow now the earned premium basis across all payment modes. So, if you remember, third time I will mention the past. When we say annual, sige po, just a quick check. Can you put your answer in the chat box? When you say annual, when we say annual mode po yung pinili ng kliyente, kailan pa natin makikita siya na mag-reflect sa persistency ninyo? If we follow the first, no, yung past natin, kailan pa siya magre-reflect? So very good. It will reflect second annual premium payment pa. So you have to wait, diba, for 12 months and you have to make sure that the client is able to pay premiums second annual. Now, the same concept also follows kung ang pinag-uusapan natin ay semi-annual and quarterly also. Monthly madali kasi the following month binabasa na natin yan agad, right? So, right now, okay, we read or we consider earned premium basis across all payment modes, which means, no, monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, and monthly, and semi-annual and annual, binabasa na natin siya agad. For less frequent payment modes, we treat the premium as advance payments. Okay? Where persistency is, where each month is given credit on persistency as it is earned. How does it look like? Tingnan po natin itong example na ito. Alright, so ito ha, I will share with you the 4 scenarios, okay? Or the illustrations for the 4 premium payments. So, paano ba natin minimino? What do we mean by this enhancement na earned premium basis across all payment modes? So, when we say monthly, no? So, again, we read month 2 to month 13. So, we look for premiums, no, from month 2 to month 13. Dapat may bayad yan. Okay? Next up, ayan, so highlighted in yellow yung covered period. Now, when we say quarterly mode naman, okay? So, sabi natin, di ba, dapat until the 5th quarter, bayad siya. Right? Now, okay, how does it look like? Okay? So, ayan. Sabi natin, ang babasahin lang natin, di ba, month 2 to month 13. When we talk about quarterly mode, nasan ba yung month 2 to month 13 yan? So, syempre, yung first quarter payment, we allocate premiums for the month of July and August in our example. Okay? Tapos, yung quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and until the month of June. Alright? So, in quarterly, hanggang quarter 5, technically, dapat bayad. Bakit? Kasi yung month 13 is June 2025. Alright? So, as you take a look at the next succeeding illustrations, ano yung kailangan ninyong tandaan? Red font, in terms of the premium, represents month 1 payment, where month 1 payment is not part of the persistency formula. When you see green fonts here, that means ito, collected ito. Okay? Yung yellow na box means ito yung covered period. Alright, so ito yung covered period natin. Now, move tayo ngayon, okay? Move tayo ngayon sa second enhancement. Specifically, this you will see. So, sabi natin, di ba? Less frequent payments are treated as advanced payment. Now, how will it look like when we talk about semi-annual mode? Okay, so again, di ba, ilang beses siya supposedly magbabayad para pasok siya sa persistency reading? Dapat 3. So, tingnan natin, sabi natin, kapag nagbayad na siya, i-allocate natin yung premium every month as if binayaran niya every month yung kanyang semi-annual premium. So, again, ito yung itsura niya. So, nagbayad siya, di ba? So, say for example, first semi-annual payment is 18,000, which was paid in June 2024. Right? So, i-allocate natin yung 3,000 for month 1, 3,000 for month 2, okay? 3,000 for month 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, yung 18,000 niya divided by 6, where we allocate it dito sa periods na ito. Alright? So, bayad ako ng June, covered yun hanggang November 2024. My next semi-annual payment. Kailan ko yun gagawin? Di ba po? Ang second semi-annual payment ko, I have to do that, okay, December 2024. So, bayad ako ng second semi-annual payment ko, correct? O, so saan natin siya ngayon i-allocate? Okay, where will we put that as advance payment? December 2024, January 2025, Feb 2025, March 2025, April 2025, May 2025. So, ilang buwan yun ulit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so i-apply natin siya as an advance payment. So, what I paid in December, no, ilalagay siya, no, ilalaman siya doon sa January, Feb, March, April, May, and June. Alright? Okay. Now, ano bang kailangan kong i-share sa inyo? Ito naman, tingnan natin yung annual. Alright, now let's take a look at the annual payments. Alright? I pay once, right? So, I pay once. So, what's gonna happen? Diba? I pay once, and then, yung payment ko will be allocated or will be placed as advance payments for the following months. Okay, for the following months. So, July 2024 until July 2025. Again, ano yung itsura niya ha? Okay? Red font shows allocation for month 1 payment, and the green fonts here represents the amounts that have been allocated per month, okay, representing payment that has been collected. Alright? So I hope that that is clear. Okay? I pay following the mode of payment. Okay? I pay following the mode of payment, pero yung payment na yon, ina-allocate natin siya buwan-buwan such that meron tayong magiging persistency reading. Alright? Okay. So what do you see here? Ito yung total annual premium na binayaran na hinimay-himay natin every month. Alright? So I hope that that is clear. Oopsie. Alright, hold lang. Okay, dokie. Sige, sara natin. Okay. Now, prior to this enhancement, meron na din tayong announcements, no, na ni-share, of course, to support in this transition process because for this year, di ba, we're implementing a new persistency guideline. And of course, we continue to find ways to support you. And so, meron na tayong first round of transition, di ba, na ginawa or ni-release para sa inyo. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Okay? So, remember, we follow covered periods where premiums should be collected as they are due. Alright? Okay? No, and then meron tayong fina-follow na reference in terms of table. Correct? So, anong gagawin natin? Right now, part of the transition, okay, part of the transition is that, okay, if the premium due date falls from January 2025 or earlier, okay, these are no longer included in our persistency reading. Alright, so if you have joined our recent persistency runs, na-share na namin to sa inyo. And of course, meron na rin tayong memo to support this. So ano ibig sabihin nito? Diba po? In terms of our covered periods, premium due dates from January 2025 and earlier will no longer be included in the persistency reading for 2026. Bakit kamo? Kasi binasa na siya sa persistency reading in 2025. Okay? Okay? Bakit 2025 to na due date sa 2026 na ngayon? Because again, no, we talk about premium due dates. So anything that we need to reconsider for our persistency reading for this month will follow 12 months back. Alright? Okay, so I hope that that is clear. So again, this is one support to help in terms of us transitioning as we follow the new persistency reading ngayon. Now, for the rookies specifically, meron din tayong, persistency transition guideline na sinusunod. Now, this is designed, of course, to support our rookies by providing a safety net as, of course, they start to build their portfolio base. We understand that our rookie, of course, needs experience, needs practice, and may encounter bumps along the way. So, pwedeng wala siyang choice, kundi mag-lapse yung policy. No, maybe an error is made or maybe there's a lesson from that incident. So, tutulungan din natin siya para hindi siya mabagsak agad or hindi siya bumagsak agad. So, for rookies, sino-sino sila? These are rookies coded within their first 12 months. So, starting for coded within 2026 are all going to be benefiting from this rookie persistency transition. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin? Okay? So for our rookies, coded within their first 12 months, no, we will apply a floor persistency of 80%. Okay? Anong ibig sabihin nun? Okay. If in case bagsak ang persistency in any given month for this year, okay? So for example, bagsak ang persistency, we will apply the 80% floor. Okay? We will apply 80% as floor persistency. Okay? Now, what if? What if ang persistency ng rookie ko ay, 100% naman? Anong susundin natin? Then we apply 100%. So the floor persistency will only be applied if 1, bagsak ang persistency niya. 2, if yung mga policies na na-issue are not part of the persistency reading. So wala ang persistency reading as a rookie, considering a month, no, the floor will be applied to me. Kung bagsak ang persistency ko sa buwan na yun, okay, the floor persistency of 80% will also be applied. Now, kung 100 naman ang persistency reading ko, okay, then it's good. Okay, then it's good kasi the actual persistency will be followed. Right? So I hope that that is clear. Okay, now let us show you, allow us to show you some further scenarios or illustrations considering the recent enhancements in our persistency reading. Okay, so ano muna yung ipapakita natin sa inyo? So again, here is how we will present the illustration or the scenarios to you in this manner. So you will see here ano yung considered as month 1, month 2, and so on until month 13. You will also see in our illustrations, sample months or actual months. Okay? Actual months. Okay? So June 2024, for example, hanggang Jan 2026. So ito, ang makikita ninyo dito would be 24 months. You will see this legend also, okay, which shows you the current month or kung kailan tayo magbabasa or yung period in consideration natin. Okay, what else? In terms of legend, ito, gray box with red font means ito yung payment for month 1. Where month 1 is not included because, of course, it is expected that the first month premium is going to be made upon issuance of the policy. So, hindi natin siya binabasa for persistency. In persistency. Okay? Next, green box, where you will also see green fonts. What does it mean when you see this in our illustrations? Okay? These are considered as collected premiums. Okay? So, ito yung premium na pumasok. Okay? And these premiums or these amounts will reflect in the numerator and in the denominator. Okay? Next up, ito, red box. So you see here a red box. Okay? So what does this mean? This means, okay, or this represents uncollected premiums, okay, and will be included in the denominator once a policy is lapsed, surrendered, or on premium holiday under unit cancellation. Okay? So I hope that is clear. Okay. Now, ito na. So here's one example for you. Okay? So, this sample policy is in annual mode. Alright? So annual mode siya. Okay? And then, wala itong payment on month 13. Okay? So wala siyang payment ng month 13. So how do we now understand this first? Let me na put the backwards here. So again ha, andito po yung label ng month 1 to month 13 hanggang month 24. Next, andito po yung sample months for your reference. Next, ito yung collected, which means this will appear in the numerator. Okay? Next, ito po yung expected. Okay? Which forms part of the denominator. The last row will show the persistency computation. Alright? Okay. Now, itong gray box na to, what does it mean? Diba? What does it mean? So, wala tayong persistency reading dito kasi ito yung month 1 collection natin. Alright? So, this is your month 1 collection. Now, next, let us take a look at the study period. So sabi natin, for the persistency reading, our study period is from month 2 to month 13. Okay? So month 2 to month 13, anong ibig sabihin yan? Ibig sabihin yan, within this period, dapat po collected ang premiums. Alright? Dapat collected ang premiums because this will be part of your persistency reading. Now, sabi natin, in this case, walang payment ng month 13. Okay? So, month 2 to month 13 ang ating study period. Unfortunately, month 13, naka-red box siya. Meaning, hindi siya nakolektahan. Alright? Meaning, hindi nakolektahan. Alright? So, how will this now look like? Okay? How will this now look like? Oh, let's, isa na siya. Okay? Hold lang. Okay. How will this now look like? Okay? Right. So, tingnan natin ha. Hindi siya bayad, di ba po? So, sabi natin, when we say the premium mode or the mode of premium is in annual, what do? We treat the premiums as advance payment. Okay? So, ilalagay natin or i-allocate natin yung 3,000 kay month 2, 3,000 for month 3, and so on. So makikita natin, nagkakaroon ng increasing movement yung premiums. Okay? Yan, tingnan natin ha. Nag-i-increase yung premium. Nag-allocate tayo ng premium coming from the annual mode every month. So what does it look like? Every month, nagkakaroon siya ng persistency reading. Previously, if it is in an annual mode, di ba po, pag tinignan natin yung month 2 to month 12 of an annual mode, wala siyang reading. Hindi siya included. Right? So, hindi siya included, di ba po, sa previous reading, walang reading, hindi kapag annual, babasahin pa lang natin siya pagdating ng month 13. Considering the enhancement, okay, the agent will already benefit from an annual mode kasi included na siya sa reading dito. Okay? Included na siya here. So, meron na akong look at my score. I get a perfect score kasi annual siya. Alright? So, annual is still the best way to go. Okay? Kasi pasado ko. Ngayon, okay? May red box. Okay, may red box. So, hindi bayad yung month 13 niya. So, yung second payment niya, okay, hindi niya na bayaran. So, how does it look like now? Okay, how does it look like now? Alright, so, you will see here that the persistency is no longer at 100%, it's at 91% and will continue to decrease. Okay? See how the numerator moves? The denominator moves as well in a decreasing manner. Okay? O so bakit ganyan siya? Bakit binabasa pa rin natin? Okay? Pagdating ng month 13 hanggang month 24. This is what happens if, okay, the premium or if the client is not able to pay, okay, or is not able to pay for the premiums or is able to miss premiums. Okay? So this will still impact you, our dear agents, okay, as shown in this example. Okay. Now, if you will notice, diba? If you will notice, there is still persistency reading. Okay? While we see that it is gradually decreasing, okay? While we will see that this is gradually decreasing, yung impact niya is much less harmful, okay? Kasi nagdi-decrease pa siya. Okay? Unless, say for example, di talaga siya nakapagbayad ng month 13. Di ba po? Okay? Imagine if we still are using the previous persistency calculation, ano po dapat ang score nito ng month 13? Okay, sige nga po. If you remember, what would be your persistency rate kung na-miss po yung month or yung second annual payment? Ano dapat ang math niyan? You remember what the score would have been? It's 0. There you go. It would have been 0 if we follow the previous persistency calculation. So right now, no, medyo magaan pa po siya. Okay, magaan pa siya. Kasi, ayan, see how the rate decreases gradually. Alright? Can I just, ayan, so you're putting, ayan, 0 na siya agad. Okay. Alright, ayun. Si Miss, now there's a question in the chat box. I will just have to check my partners. So I will just allow my partners to address that. Later on, babalikan natin. Right. Ngayon, in general, may tanong, what if the client decides to change the mode of payment? Okay? So, vinisip mo na yung kliyente, ni-remind mo na siya na, hey, Mr. Client, you will be paying your second annual payment already. And it's due in a couple of days, for example, or in a couple of months. And the client says, parang hindi ko siya kayang bayaran. Okay? Hindi ko siya kayang bayaran. Anong possible remedy natin doon so that your persistency will not be affected? Ano po ang pwede natin gawin doon? I'd like to ask you guys. Can you put your answer in the chat box? If the client is in danger of paying the second annual premium, what remedy do you think can be done? Yan, you know what to do. Okay? You know what to do. Then you can offer to the client a more frequent mode rather. Okay? A more frequent mode which allows the client to pay lesser premiums. Okay? Which allows your client to pay lesser premiums. In that case po, yung persistency rate is still going to be high. Okay? So for example, I think we still have illustrations later on. Tumalon lang ako ng saglit. Okay? So kung kunwari dito, pagdating dito, nagbago na siya ng monthly mode. So the persistency is still going to be retained at 100 kasi bayad siya. Okay? Updated yung numerator and yung denominator mo. Alright? So I hope that that is clear. Alright? Okay. Now, Next, ano yung isi-share ko sa inyo? What else do I have to share with you? Ito. So the first scenario, annual, then lapse. This time, anong itsura kapag nag-surrender naman siya? Alright? So let us take a look if what's going to happen if nag-surrender naman siya. So again, annual mode, yung policy. The total annual premium is 36,000. 36,000 ang premium nito. So i-allocate ulit natin, 'di ba? As advance premium po yung as advance premium, yung i-breakdown natin. So i-breakdown natin into monthly yung annual premium na binayad niya such that it will look like this. Okay? So it will look like this. Again, month 1 is not included in the persistency reading. So, kailan siya hindi nakapagbayad? So the client unfortunately decided to surrender the policy. Decided to surrender the policy month 7. So dito siya nag-surrender. Ayan. Sinurrender niya here. Sinurrender niya here. Next up. Alright, okay, thank you. Next up, ito na siya. No? So what's gonna happen? We said, di ba, inallocate natin yung premiums every month. Yung 36,000 niya, inallocate natin yung premiums. Once the client decides to surrender the policy, take a look at the premiums na inallocate natin. Ang inallocate na lang natin ay yung premiums kung kailan nag-surrender yung client natin. So in this case, 15,000. So 15,000 for month 7 hanggang month 13. This is what's going to reflect in the numerator. Alright? This is what's going to reflect in the numerator. Now, take a look at what happens to the denominator. Okay? Kung naging stagnant, kung naging stagnant, yung, what we call this, naging stagnant na yung numerator niya because nag-surrender na siya, the expected premium will continue to increase until month 13 such that it will reflect the annual premium of 36,000. Bakit ganun? Bakit sa denominator, it continues to increase? Why? Kasi we're still expecting that the premium should be collected until month 13. Kaya for month 13, 36,000 yan. Alright? Now, tingnan natin anong itsura nito if we are going to compute for the persistency. See? Since naka-annual ito, perfect score yung kanyang persistency until nung hindi pa sinosurrender yung policy. Nung sinurrender na siya, see how the persistency is behaving. Nag-decrease na rin siya. But again, hindi tayo makaka-experience ng drastic decrease because again, the PR would have been 0 by Feb 2025, by month 7. Diba? So ngayon, meron pa rin 83%. Meron pa rin 71, may 72 pa rin. So, the PR following the enhancements, is still not at 0. Considering na dapat 0 na siya. Kung hindi natin in-implement yung persistency, yung enhancements natin. Alright? So, I hope that that is clear. Now, makikita po ninyo, di ba? O makikita natin, di ba, nagmo-move pa rin. Nagmo-move pa rin. Tingnan ninyo, yung denominator, still shows a figure or an amount until the 24th month. Kasi, nire-review pa rin natin, you will see, na nire-review pa rin natin yung persistency, of this business. Alright? Yan. So, nasa red box siya. Nasa red box po yung amount na hindi nakolektahan. Ayan. So, In summary, in this slide, okay, considering that this is an annual mode, tapos po nag-surrender within the first policy, so the policy would stop accumulating earned premiums, meaning the denominator, at the time of surrender. Okay? Ayan. Right? Next up, let me show you another example. Mag-monthly naman tayo this time. Okay? Excuse me. Mag-monthly naman tayo this time. So, anong itsura nito? So again, yung legend natin, month 1. So yung labels natin ng number of months. And then yung actual months natin as example. And then red means month 1 premium, green means monthly premiums collected. Say for example, we are looking at month 9. Okay, say for example, we are looking at month 9. Okay, so again, following the formula, how will this now look like? Okay, how will this now look like? So, ayan. Client was able to make 8 monthly premiums. Okay, so that's 3,000 per month, total of 24,000. So we put that in the numerator. What do we now put in the denominator? So yung actual premiums collected. And so the PR or the persistency rate is 100%. So perfect score siya. Okay, so ito simple to, basta collected, maliwanag, 100%. Okay, ang persistency rate niya. Kasi kompleto yung numerator, kompleto yung denominator. Now, let's move on to this scenario. What if naglapse? So, yung scenario natin kanina, so example natin kanina, yun pa rin siya. Pero tingnan ninyo, naka-green na yung March 2025. Di siya nakapagbayad. So, what will the formula look like this time? Okay? So, sabi natin, di ba, again, numerator would show the collected premiums from month 2 to month 13. The denominator would show collected premiums plus uncollected premiums from month 2 to month 13. Okay? So, again, kompleto, naka-make siya ng 8 monthly payments. So, that's how much? That's going to be 24,000. Anong itsura ng denominator? Okay, so that's going to be 24,000, okay, plus 3,000. Okay? So the denominator will only include premiums due and unpaid within the study period. We no longer include future unpaid premiums. Okay? So tandaan, following the enhancement, we no longer include in the denominator future unpaid premiums. Okay? And so, diba? Ang persistency na niya ngayon, 88%. So, hindi na siya perfect 100, pero hindi rin siya 66%. Okay? Kasi, 66% would have been the PR if ang ginamit natin na formula is the old formula. Kasi the formula would have been 24/36. Kasi bibilangin pa natin yung 3,000 dapat dito, 3,000 dapat dito, 3,000 dapat dito. Alright, so I am making reference to the past. I hope you don't mind. Just so you will, just also to help understand the new computation. So I am in no way intending to confuse you. Gusto ko lang po i-highlight. So kung ginamit natin yung old computation, ang score dapat dito 66%. Pero ngayon, 88 na siya. Which means, mas better na siya, di ba po? Alright? Kasi again, if there is a lapse case, we only will include in the denominator the premiums due and unpaid within the study period. And we no longer count the future premiums. Okay? So I hope that is clear. So I hope that my support partners are able to address the questions in the chat box. Ayan, maraming salamat. Okay? So, pero allow me to just check. Ayun, ito na, may nakita ako. Kasi doon napapunta. Please take note that the illustrations that we are showing show current month. Okay? Show current month. But remember, I made mention kanina that there is a 60-day grace period. Okay? So, meron pa rin tayong grace period na 60 days. So, technically, magbabasa ba tayo kaagad ng month 10? The answer is no. Kasi, for this specific example, kailan tayo magbabasa? Dito, in June. Alright? Okay, but as we go through our next set of illustrations, you will now see how the grace period impacts the computation of persistency. So I hope that that is clear. Now, if it's all right, can I just get confirmation? At this point, clear pa po ba yung illustrations that I am presenting to you? Okay? Ayun, clear. Yes. How about the others? Okay, maraming salamat. Okay, maraming salamat. Okay, o sige, move tayo. Ha, move tayo. If you guys have questions, again, lagay niyo lang po ulit yan. Well, we'll have my partners help me. Okay, but hopefully, yung ina-explain ko rin sa inyo, nagigets din natin lahat. Okay, now, may remedy ba pagka-lapse ang case? No? Ayoko nang ipasagot sa inyo sa chat box because alam ko naman na alam nyo na may remedy naman. A lapse case can be resolved or, there are ways, of course, to improve your persistency. Now, ang unang-una ko lang po na sasabihin sa inyo, okay, ito, so there are, ano ba to? Meron kasing, of course, we have, or we recourse to certain action steps to make sure that we are able to recover persistency. People would say, new business, number one. No? People probably would think top of mind, mag-bring in tayo ng new business. Okay, new business. So, i-address muna natin siya right now. Okay? So, new business, tapalan natin siya ng bagong applications. Okay, sa tingin ba natin, a new business will have immediate impact in terms of aiding or helping your persistency? Sige, I'd like to ask you guys, will a new business be able to give immediate impact or improve it agad? No. O you know na. Why? Kasi month 1 is not counted. Yes, it is still an option. Pero hindi siya immediate. Okay? Hindi siya immediate kasi month 2 pa yun lilitaw di ba po? O ngayon, I'd like to ask you, so, yes, it can help, but not immediate. Ano po ngayon ang pwede natin gawin so that your persistency will improve immediately? So what remedy or what action or option do we have para po makita ninyo kaagad na magbago yung persistency nyo? Alright, so ang sagot dyan ay ayan, talk to the client to pay. Tama yan, very good. You convince your client to pay. Okay? Also, yan, very good. So, mag-reinstate. Okay? Also, I also like your answer. So, you monitor regularly. Yun talaga, no? Para hindi siya mag-lapse, bantayan natin. Let's make sure we continue to remind our clients of their duty to pay for their premiums. Okay? Pero, what if, unfortunately, we did our best, so, syempre, ang ultimate solution na doon is reinstatement. Okay? So, doon tayo mag-move. Now, let's move on to reinstatement. So, there are two types of reinstatement, updating and redating. So, let's see how reinstatement by updating or reinstatement by redating. Start tayo sa updating. So, alam natin, di ba, what happens during updating? Updating means we pay all premiums in arrears. Right? Then, papabayaran natin sa kliyente, pati yung kanyang back premiums. Alright? So, I will now share with you some illustrations on this. So, again, lapse siya ng month 10 to 12. So, walang bayad, months 10 to 12. Okay? Ngayon, pagdating ng yung example natin, 3,000 per month. Okay? So, again, month 10 to month 12, lalagyan natin ng red box yan. Kasi yan yung time na hindi siya nakapagbayad. Pagdating ng month 13, nag-update siya. So, magkano po yung total premiums na binayaran niya? Okay, can you put in the chat box, magkano po yung binayaran niya? Ayun, okay, sige, pati po ako nakapabilang ulit, ano? Alright, so ang total na binayaran niya is 12,000. So, what is now the formula? Okay, so how will the formula look like and the persistency look like kung binayaran niya, nag-reinstate by updating siya, and paid 3,000. So the formula now looks like this. 36,000. Okay? Bakit 36,000? Ito yung breakdown niya. 24,000 kasi kumpleto po yung premiums na binayaran niya, okay, from month 2 to month 9. So, nakatotal siyang 24,000. Okay? Bayad siya ng 12,000, representing payment for month 10, 11, 12, and 13. So, ang total ang numerator niya is 36,000. Now, how will the denominator look like? So, 36,000, which is the expected collection by month 13. So, ano ang persistency niya? Now, it's at 100%. Okay? Now, what do I want to also highlight? Take a look at this, ha? Yung last row natin, di ba? Nung month 10 na hindi siya nakapagbayad, okay pa rin yung persistency reading niya kasi 88 pa rin yan. Di ba? Whereas, it would have been bagsak. Okay? 80% nung month 11. Yun nga lang, danger level na siya kasi month 12 niya, 72% na. Nung na-reinstate niya by paying back premiums, healthy na ulit yung persistency niya. Okay? So, jump a little muna, no? What if, say, for example, unfortunately, hindi na naman siya nakapagbayad ulit. So, see how the expected premium looks like? No? So, yan pa rin ang mag-a-appear sa kanyang denominator. And dito, ayan, ano ba dapat yung makolekta? Kung wala naman ditong premium, di ba? Okay, so dito po. So ito, mag-zero siya over the expected collected. Right? So I hope that that's clear. Now, what else? Okay? Ano ba ang eligible for updating? Because not all plans can be reinstated by updating. So ano muna? All traditional and VUL plans are eligible for updating provided that reinstatement parameters are met. So ibig sabihin, lahat ng plans natin na TRAD and VUL pwede. Yun lang sinasabi natin na reinstatement parameters are met. Is the client healthy? Diba? Meron ba siyang proof of insurability? Is it still within the prescribed na or the allowable number of years na pwede siyang makapag-reinstate? Alright, so yun yung sinasabi na natin na dapat the others should still be met. Alright, ayan, sige. Now next, reinstatement by updating. Redating naman. What if the client is not able to pay the premiums in arrears? Pwede ba? Meron pa ba akong pag-asa? So the answer is yes, because meron pa naman tayong reinstatement by redating. Okay, reinstatement by redating. Hold lang ha. Okay, sige. Next. So, ito naman po. Lapse pa rin siya, month 10 to month 13. Okay, month 10 to month 13. Tapos nag-reinstate ulit siya by month 13. So, tingnan ulit natin. So, again, red box kasi dito yung walang payment na pumasok. Ngayon, nag-redate siya. Where? in redating, the client is going to be able to pay for one premium due. Okay, is able to pay one premium due only. Okay, and then magre-redate po yung policy. So there will be a new effective date. Okay, well, the policy will have a new effective date rather. Okay, so ayan. Ngayon, how will this now look like? So magkano daw yung premium niya, 'di ba? That's 3,000 per month. Okay? So what's going to happen is that ayan, so redating is where the client is able to pay just one premium due. Again, magkakaroon ng bagong effective date. Alright? When this happens, the due date will of course move. What will now the impact be? In terms of the policy status and in terms of the agent's persistency. So sabi natin, pag ni-redate, mag-move po yung kanyang due date. Mag-a-adjust siya to make it move and it will move forward. No? So yung due dates niya, mag-move forward. Hold lang ha, hold lang. Okay. Okie dokie, let me see. Let me see. Okay, sige, yan. Oopsie. Alright, so mag-move siya ha. Okay, so mag-move po yung due date niya. So how will it now look like? Tingnan natin. So, let me show you the illustration. So, in this example, nakapag-reinstate siya ng month 13 through updating. Okay, through redating rather, through redating. So, ibig sabihin, we still expect the client to pay for the months na hindi niya binayaran. So again, in our example, ilang buwan po siyang hindi nakapagbayad. Di ba po, meron siyang 3 buwan na hindi siya nakapagbayad. So yun po yung meaning nitong nitong red lined white box na to. Yung white box na may red lining. Okay? So 3 buwan po yan, di ba po? Nakapag-redate siya ng June 2025. So, anong ine-expect natin? Dapat makumpleto pa rin niya yung full payment cycle. So, in this case, we still expect the client to pay for another 3 months. Okay? So, see, nag-move siya. Okay? Nag-move siya. Okay? Such that the policy, okay, yung pagbilang natin ng 13 months, ito, by September 2025 na siya. Now, see the impact. Okay, again, the beauty of reinstatement. Okay, tingnan natin yung persistency niya. O, di 100% siya pagdating dito. Alright, pagdating dito. Alright, so I hope that is clear. Now, ayan, so yung green box meaning, yun yung months na merong premiums na pumasok. So again, if we are to follow the formula, this is how it will look like. 24,000 would be from the months na on time ang bayad. Okay? Yung 3,000, galing yun dun sa ni-reinstate by redating niya na premium. So yung isang buwan na in-updating pagbabayad, no? Isang buwan na nakapagbayad siya ng miss premium. And then, yung nasa denominator niya, it's still 24,000 plus 3,000 because again, we said, no? Kung ano po yung na-collect will still form part of the denominator. Okay, so yung due date, dun sa month na yun pa rin. Yung i-count natin. And so, the agent's PR is at 100%. Okay? Now, what else do I have to share with you? Which ones naman are eligible for redating? So, for VUL, ito. So, the following. Okay? For VUL. Now, for TRAD, isa lang siya. Yung Pru-Life Fair Term lang. Okay, again, provided that reinstatement parameters are met. Client is healthy, bayaran niya yung premiums, and still within the reinstatable period, yung policy niya. Okay? So, what else do I have to share with you? Again, no, kailangan nating tandaan, okay? Yung kailangan nating tandaan, in terms of persistency, what matters are the following. Premium payments, yung lapsation, and then yung reinstatement. Now, I am seeing this, the next thing that we will talk about, nakikita ko siya sa chat box, no? To which my partners are also addressing. So, dito na tayo papunta. The grace period. So, we said that there is a 60-day grace period. So, anong itsura niya? Dito natin siya ipapakita. Okay, dito natin siya ipapakita. Okay, so anong tatandaan natin? Again, study period is from month 2 to month 13, where we cover premium due dates. So, collected, bayad ba siya? Yes or no? Okay, so for this month, pumasok ba yung payment? Yes or no? Okay, next, grace period. This allows renewal premiums to be collected before being treated as uncollected. So, ibig sabihin yan, palugit. Okay? Alright, so ito. Okay. Alright, hold on. Okay, sige. Palugit. Alright, so yung 60 days is our palugit. So, which means dito, pwedeng hilutin, pwedeng himasin to make sure that the policy stays in force. So this is the time for me to make sure I am able to rehabilitate the policy. Alright? So 30 days remain the grace period only for persistency. But for the client, 31-day grace period yung sinusundan natin para sa kanya. Okay. Ngayon, okay, itong dates to remember matter because ito yung susundan natin in terms of understanding the persistency rate. Okay? Now, here are some important notes. Here are some important notes. Okay? You have to understand the study period. Okay? You have to understand the study period. What do you see here on the screen? So again, ang binabantayan natin, due dates from month 2 to month 13. Where there is an additional 2 months allocated as the grace period. Alright? So, tingnan natin, nasan siya? Okay? So, say for example, ang persistency cutoff is, sige, tawid, dito na para masimple po ha. Okay. January 2026. Okay, sige, dito na tayo kay August. August na ngayon, di ba? Okay. So, ngayong buwan, mag-read tayo ng persistency ng agent, di ba po? Okay? So, ano yung covered periods in terms of due dates? Alright? So, ano yun? Ito yun. July 2025 to June 2026. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, lahat po ng due dates, okay, lahat ng premiums that we are expected to collect, first year premiums that are expected to be collected from July 2025 to June 2026 should be in. Okay? Nasaan yung grace period? Asan yung grace period dyan? Diba? June 2026, July 2026, and then babasahin natin siya ng August 2026. So, nandun po yung grace period. Okay? So, kung, okay, kunwari, yung collection natin, yung within the premium due dates, di ba? Yung June 2026, for example, di siya collected. Di ba? Kailangan makolekta yun ng July. Kasi pagdating ng August, i-check na natin yan. Uy, nakolekta ba natin yung payment ng June 2026? Okay, oo, kaso bayad siya nung July. O sige, counted yan for the persistency reading in August 2026. Alright, so yun yung 2 months. Now, what else? The third column, what does it represent? What does it represent? It represents the oldest issuance date. Anong ibig sabihin ng oldest issuance date? Okay? Ito, okay, yung business that was issued in July 2024, yung 13th month payment niyan is here, July 2025. Okay? So sabi natin, di ba, month 2 to month 13 yung kokolektahan natin. And yung collectible from month 2 to month 13 is included in the persistency reading. The 13th month due date of a business that was issued in July 2024 is here. Okay? So yung 13th month niya, andito, sa range na to, sa premium due date or sa covered period na ito, kaya binibilang pa natin siya. Alright? So, to summarize this slide, okay? This column shows the persistency cutoff. That kung magbabasa tayo sa period na to, or okay, kung magbabasa tayo ng buwan na to, ito naman po yung premium due dates or the covered periods. That's the second column. Alright? So lahat ng first year collectibles within the period stated here or within the months and years stated here, kailangan pasok. Hanggang doon sa 2-month grace period. Okay. Anong relevance ng third column? Again, okay, ito yung my oldest issuance date. Okay, itong months na to, dito na issue yung business. Yung 13th month payment or yung 13th month due date nitong mga nandito ay siyang nandito sa yung first month of the premium due date or the covered period. Okay? So I hope klaro tayo dyan. Okay? Now, again, the persistency rating that we follow this time is now based on due dates, not on policy issuance. Nandito yan. This is relevant again. This is relevant again because yung 13th month payment yan, andito. Nandito. Alright? Sige. Now let's put, okay? Let's put the examples or let's show examples following again yung timeline natin. Okay? So, magbabasa tayo ng persistency reading. Ito ginamit ko example. Okay. Magbabasa tayo ng persistency February 2026. Okay, magbabasa tayo February 2026. Ano nga po ulit ang covered period niyan? The covered period would be, ayan, the ones in blue. Okay, the covered period will be the ones in blue. Due dates falling on January 2025 until December 2025. Again, asan yung grace period? Ito po yung grace period natin. Again, anong value ng grace period? Anything na nag-lapse here, okay, dapat reinstated yan, recovered yan, bago natin basahin. Alright? So, this is how it looks like. Again, tingnan natin naman, sabi na, again, the relevance of the oldest issuance date. What does it mean? Okay? Oldest issuance date in our specific example here is January 2024. Okay? Again, sabi ko, di ba po, yung month 13 kasi, nung negosyo na na-issue dito is here. So, yung buntot niya, counted pa rin kasi. Yung month 13 po, counted pa rin kasi siya dito. Okay? So, when we read the Feb 2026 persistency report of this specific agent, dapat po makolekta pa rin niya yung month 13 premium from here. Okay? Ayan. So, I hope that is clear. So, again, hopefully, this also clarifies where the grace period comes in. Okay, so nandito po yung grace period. Dito natin siya makikita. Okay, so 2 months prior the persistency reading, that is your grace period. Okay, so ang simple month dyan, if we're going to read the persistency this month, magbawas kang 2 buwan. Okay, magbawas ka ng 2 buwan. At magbawas ka ng 1 taon. Yun po yung covered period mo. But you can also take a screenshot of this. 'Di ba? Kasi yan yung easy reference mo din po. Alright? Yan, okay? So, ayan pa. Okay? O ano pang gusto kong i-share sa inyo? Okay, ito pa. So, let's put another example for you. So, this table or this illustration, so tingnan natin, let's pick up 1 month. Okay? 1 month where we will get the persistency rating of an agent. So, September na. So, fast forward tayo a little bit. So, next month, magbabasa tayo ng persistency, di ba po? O ano nga yun yung premium due dates nito? So, August 2025 to July 2026. Okay, so asan yan dito? So, this is August 2020. Teka, may mali. Dito tayo. Sorry. Okay, so, again, magbabasa tayo ng September. Okay? Nasaan ngayon dyan yung grace period? Ito siya. Alright, so this is now your grace period. Okay, so to the left tayo here. Okay, so follow the slide, please. Okay, so September 2026, magbabasa tayo. Yun yung nasa yellow box. The grace period would be these months. Alright, next. Ano yung premium due date? Ano yung covered? Mali animation. Alin yung covered due dates niya? Yung study period. Again, ito yun. August 2025 to July 2026. Okay, to July 2026. Okay, so unfortunately, naka-red box siya. Naka-red font siya. Ibig sabihin, hindi po siya collected. Alright, so hindi nakakolekta. So puro miss premiums po yung pumasok dito sa months na ito. Months in consideration na to. So anong itsura ng, tingnan nyo yung persistency niya. Alright, tingnan nyo yung persistency niya. So again, balikan natin ulit ha. Magbabasa tayo in September. This is our grace period. So 2 months back. So minus 2 months. So month in consideration is your grace period. This becomes your study period. Okay, this becomes your study period. Again, yung oldest issuance in this example, August 2024. No? So yung August 2024 na business na yun, unfortunately, hindi na-collecta yung 13th month. Yung last payment, hindi na-collecta. Okay, so anong nangyari? Okay, so anong nangyari? Okay, so again, ang premium nito, 3,000. Diba po? So 3,000. So yung total dito, 33,000. Okay? The numerator is 33,000 kasi yun lang yung nakolektahan. The denominator, okay, is 33,000 plus 3,000. Bakit? Kasi yun lang yung, kinount lang natin, apart dun sa collected, yung na-miss lang for one specific month. So 3,000. So that's 36,000. Okay? So, ito na yung naging persistency niya that time. Okay? Pagdating dito, nag-0. Okay? Kasi, nagkaroon ng gradual decrease in terms of persistency. So, again, what happens when there is a lapse case, no? When there is a lapse case, nagkakaroon ng gradual decrease in terms of the persistency rating. Now, okay, here's another example for you. Okay? So here's another example for you. Again, following the same example. Okay, following the same example. All right? Okay, so again, we read September 2026. Grace period, past 2 months. Okay, past 2 months. So, ito ang, ayan. So, ito yung Covered periods pa rin, di ba po? Okay, covered periods pa rin. So, yan, tingnan na natin. Okay, so, ito ngayon yung study period niya. Okay, so, nabayaran niya, okay, so yung premiums, there is still premium payment. Okay, the first example natin kanina, nag-lapse na siya. Okay, ngayon ito, basta nag-lapse siya ng mas maaga. Yung kanina po, di ba, this table, balikan natin ha, wait lang. Okay, wait lang, balikan natin. In this example, the client failed to pay just 1 month, month 13. Alright, so month 13 lang siya. Ngayon, yung next example na ipapakita ko sa inyo, okay, month 7 pa lang po, hindi na niya nabayaran. So again, ilatag ko lahat ha. Ilatag ko lahat. Okay? So, ayan, ilatag natin lahat. Okay? So for this specific example, the lapsation happened month 7. Okay? Month 7. Okay? But the impact still continues beyond month 13. Okay? So it still happens or that meron pa ring impact until beyond month 13. Okay? Doon po sa previous example natin, month 13 lang yung hindi binayaran. At that time, the persistency is still not bad because it was at 91%. In this example, dahil mas maaga siyang hindi binayaran, yung impact, okay, becomes more grave, okay, becomes more grave, kasi pagdating ng month 13, yung persistency niya is at 36%. Okay, so kanina, di ba, isang buwan lang yung na-miss niya, 91 ang reading, okay pay. This time, dahil mahabang panahon yung hindi niya nabayaran, nagkaroon siya ngayon ng impact na, and the impact is 36%. Bakit? Kasi nga po, di ba, if you notice, kapag ka hindi nabayad, okay, pag hindi nabayad, nagkakaroon na ng decreasing. So, the numerator stays the same, meaning kung magkano yung binayaran, okay, yung last payment niya is still reflected hanggang month 13. Okay? Yung denominator niya, nag-i-increase yun kasi nag-a-add ng nag-a-add kung ano yung expected due. See how it increases? How it gradually increases? Diba? Pagdating ng month 13, okay, and onwards, no, makikita natin na nagde-decrease naman na ulit yan. Alright, so see how it decreases naman. Okay, until mag-zero siya. So see the impact of a policy that is still within the covered period pero maaga siyang nag-lapse. Okay, pero maaga siyang nag-lapse. So this is how it looks like now. Alright? So you probably need some chewing in terms of how this one works. But in summary, what do I just want to share with you? What do you need to remember? Again, persistency cutoff, check the premium due dates. Considering the grace period, magma-minus ka ng 2 months dyan. Alright? Minus ka ng 2 months dyan. Okay? So if magbabasa ako ng September, ang premium ko, ang premium due date ko would follow July 2026 and then count 12 months back. So August 2025 to July 2026. Now, as a guide, the oldest issuance date, isa pa ulit taon. Bawas count ko ulit ng isang taon. Bakit? Kasi yung first month within your covered period, nandyan lahat ang 13th, binibilang natin yung 13th month premium collection. Okay? Kaya natin tinitingnan yung oldest issuance date kasi yung 13th month nun, binibilang natin to include the collection, to include, or it is included in the premium due dates. Alright? Okay. Lastly, you will see, okay, in the numerator, okay, ang lumilitaw dyan, okay, would be kung magkano yung last na payment na nag-appear. In the denominator, kinakount natin every month kung magkano ba yung premium due na dapat ina-add natin. So, hindi siya instantaneously may impact, Okay? Kasi gradually, nag-i-increase yung denominator mo. Okay? Again, whereas in the previous computation, all or nothing siya kaagad. So, hindi mo na-collecta, binibilang na natin yung buong uncollected premium mo. Alright? Okay, sige. Let me pause a little bit. Alright, ayan. Sige. Okay? Now, what else do I have to share with you? So again, ito naman. Orphan policies do not affect your persistency, whether upwards or downwards. Okay, so it will always go back to the issuing agent. So in the case of orphan policies, so wala siyang impact sa'yo kung ikaw ang kumupkop dun sa orphan client na yon. Okay, it will always go back to the issuing agent. Next, the reporting of our persistency is done on a monthly basis. So yung last day of the month is what we will use. Okay? Now what else? Yung persistency rating natin is always rounded down. So, 79.9 is still 79 and not 80. So please watch out for that. Again, in terms of the grace period, specifically for persistency, what we need to remember is that you have a 60-day grace period, wherein this grace period is the time for you to make sure that the policy that has lapsed is able to recover, or you have the chance to, convince the client to renew or to reinstate, or to put back a lapsed policy into enforced status, so that it will not impact your persistency reading negatively. Okay? Now, what else? Premium due dates is what we follow already for this year's persistency. So, it's no longer about issue dates. Okay? So, issue date, tapos count tayo 12 months. No, it's no longer the case because we always follow premium due dates. Okay? Next, month 1 is always excluded in the computation kasi that's the first premium diba? So we always exclude the first month kasi syempre expected naman for the policy to be issued, dapat bayad yung month 1. Okay? What we want to measure is nagtutuloy ba itong negosyo na ito. So month 2 onwards yung binabasa natin. Now, products that are not counted in the persistency reading would be A&H plans, single pay plans, and top-ups. They're not included in the persistency reading. So, regular pay plans, limited pay plans, diba? Yan ang counted. Now, again, if, okay, so si rookie, meron tayong transition, period for them, diba? Whereas, if bagsak, we apply 80%. If pasado naman, we apply the actual pasado persistency. Now, what if puro single pay plans yung block of business that I have? Hindi naman natin ika-count sa persistency reading ang single pay, di ba po? Okay, so what do we do? If there is no calculable persistency, we apply a default persistency reading of 80%. So para kanino to? Okay, this is also for our tenured agents na walang calculable persistency. Iba po yung bagsak ha. So kunwari, bagsak, I only have one business and then unfortunately, lapse paying status niya. So ano po yung actual persistency reading? We follow. Okay, pero kung walang calculable persistency because puro single pay, diba? Or wala naman akong negosyo talagang na-deliver during the period, then a default of 80% is going to be assigned to me. Alright? So I hope that is clear. Okay? Now, knowledge check tayo. Okay, so i-review natin yung understanding ninyo. So hopefully, diba, we are able to get these knowledge checks right. Okay, o sige. So here's one example for you. I will share with you the following. Now you have to give me the correct answer. You have to give the answer kung included ba itong business na ito doon sa persistency reading natin. Okay? So andyan ang guide sa inyo. You have the sample timeline here together with the persistency table for this year. Okay. Sige. So ano given natin? Issued ito June 2024. This is PAA. And the monthly premium is 20,000. So, ito bang business na ito, okay, included in the May 2026 persistency reading of the agent? So, can you put the answer in the chat box? Alright, pakisagot nga please muna. So, is this included? Ayan. Okay, so tingnan natin. Ang sagot ninyo ay yes. Okay? So again, if let's transfer it into, let's transfer the data into the timeline. So ito na-issue June 2024. See the yellow box here. Okay, so see the yellow box here. Kailan tayo magbabasa? Magbabasa tayo ng Mayo. Kailan ng covered periods natin? Diba? So may grace period tayo, 2 months. Ang covered period natin, which months? Okay? Ang covered period natin, April 2025 to March 2026. Baliktad, okay? So, April 2025 to March 2026. Ayan. So, ito ngayon yung study period natin. So, ang sagot ninyo, yes, counted siya. Okay? Yes, counted siya. Ngayon, ilang buwan ang i-count natin dito? Okay? So, ang i-count natin 3 buwan, mga kapatid. Month 11 due date, month 12 due date, and month 13 due date. So, critical na dapat po yung 3 buwan na yun bayad. Okay? Para pasado yung kanyang persistency. Okay? So, you got it. Tama po yung inyong mga sagot. Now, do I have another one? Yes, I do. This one naman. Okay? Magbabasa tayo ng August persistency calculation. Okay? So, magbabasa tayo ng PR ng August. Ito. Na-issue to June 2024. Again, PAA. And 20,000 siya. Okay, so, is this included in the August persistency reading? Yes or no? Okay. Alright, sige. Next. Anong sagot? Okay, next. So, anong sagot dyan? Ang sagot nyo ay... no. Okay. Pero may humalo. Wait na. Okay, dito na. Sirit na natin. So again, kailan tayo magbabasa? September. Alright? So, asan ulit ang grace period niyan? Ito. Okay? Anong study period natin? August 2025 to July 2026. No, dahil na-issue siya ng June 2024, month 13 niya, June 2025. Okay, month 14 niya, month 13 niya is June 2025. And covered period natin, di ba po, July 2025. So, hindi na siya counted. So, the answer is no. Alright? And so, the answer is no. Alright? So, C, diba, yung covered period at saka po yung impact ng issue date, diba, in terms of the persistency reading. Okay? So, that, my friends, are some sample illustrations in terms of understanding the persistency, together with the recent enhancements. So, I'd like to just share with you, of course, some tips. So, why are we, nagsusunog ng kilay in terms of understanding persistency? Because of course, it is vital to our business. Okay? It is vital to our business. So, the only thing that we need to do also, our dear, agents and leaders, it is of course our responsibility to make sure to monitor the status of our clients' policy, to make sure that they pay on time, and if in case hindi sila makapagbayad, make sure that we encourage them to pay for their premiums. Okay? So, syempre, ito yung something that, before tayo dumating sa time na wala na tayong magawa, let's make sure that we are able to do things that we can control. Okay, meaning remind them to pay for their premiums. 'Di ba? Give them remedies in case hindi nila kayang i-sustain yung premiums nila. Okay? So, kailangan nating bantayan. Now, if unfortunately, wala na talagang choice, go back to them and encourage them to reinstate their policies. Okay? Syempre, persistency naman, no, is one of the grading, is one of the requirements, di ba? Kumbaga, of an agent in terms of your eligibility to certain contests, to compensation, among others, because important din siya sa atin. Okay? So ano ba ang benefits of keeping high persistency? There are actually three stakeholders here. First, the client. Okay? Yung client, yung agent, and yung company. Now, how does a client benefit from high persistency? No? A client can purchase policies with good premium rates due to the company's stable persistency rating. So the client benefits because, kumbaga, nakakabili ako ng magagandang plans. Number one, I can buy these plans at affordable premiums because the company has good persistency rating. Next, I get continued protection and earning through the cash and fund value. Okay? And lastly, of course, because my policy stays in force, I have peace of mind, happiness, and contentment. From the client's perspective, these are the benefits I get. From the agent's perspective, ito naman po, okay? Agents can attract clients and close deals because, diba, the agent is able to offer good premium rates. Next, agent becomes eligible to steady income stream and rewards. Kasi get to earn on a regular basis. Kung ako yung agent. Next, I have better customer relations. So if the client is able to pay for the premiums regularly, diba, there is good relationship between the two of you. Okay? Lastly, from the company's perspective naman, the company is able to maintain healthier financial reserves, which of course leads to more competitive premium rates. Okay? Improved agent retention and uphold reputation of delivering promises. Company becomes profitable because the agent is able to bring in good business. Okay? Good and stable and persistent business. So the company in return, of course, can give rewards, can give good rates, okay? Can, of course, uphold the promise of giving off claims or benefits as they fall due. Okay? Now, itong benefits, ito naman po yung possible consequences on the part of the client, the agent, and the company as these are our stakeholders. So una muna sa client, edi if I would like to apply again, I now have to pay for higher premiums. And then of course, magre-restart yung contestability period. Next, there is financial impact and delayed investment opportunity. Tapos na sana ako magbayad. Now I have to pay additional years. Excuse me, because nag-lapse yung policy. Next, a lapse policy that is not reinstated will mean loss of coverage. Right? So, lugi si client. Now, yung agent naman, syempre, I don't get to earn if ako yung agent. Okay? I miss on contest trips. Okay? Even my qualification as an agent or as a leader. And of course, again, relationship impact. And then the company, syempre, loss of revenue. Adjustments in company guidelines. Pwede tayong mag-change ng rules. Okay? And then, of course, there is reputation risk. Remember, diba, on the part of the company at the onset, diba, is not able to profit from businesses that are brought by the agents. Kasi the company pays off commissions first, sets up revenues for the policies of the clients first. Okay? So the company is able to earn, okay, over the course of time. So hindi siya instantaneously, unlike an agent or like a client. Okay, so we also have to make sure that all of the stakeholders are taken care of. Now, lastly, diba, lapsing a policy may mean a strain in terms of the relationship of the client and the agent. Okay? So I just want to share with you this. Many times, all it takes to save a case is a phone call, a letter, or a personal visit. Okay? So again, you have the powers to change or to control the ending, kung baga. Diba? So before we even end up with a lapse case, other things or there are remedies that can still be done. Diba? To regularly remind the client, to make enhancements or changes to the policy so that it will still continue to stay in force. Diba? So there are still, of course, remedies that can be done para po maiwasan ang paglapse ng isang policy. Alright, so it is, of course, part of your responsibility, dear agents, to make sure you do that. Now, okay, quality in a service or product is not what you put into it. It is what the client or customer gets out of it. Okay, so persistent policy means the client will be able to get the benefits that we promise to give as it falls due. Alright? Okay, so that is, diba, that is also how we show that our products work. Okay? Or that's how we are able to really put into action kung ano yung pinromise natin. Okay? So it's always important that you do your business properly. Okay? You conduct your business properly. You conduct your business in the right way so that you benefit from the results of it also. Okay? Now, last na talaga before we do some Q&A. I think, sige, I will of course check with the team kung meron pa. Now, ito, some final reminders. If there are specific questions or there are specific cases that you want clarity on, this is the proper channel for you to seek assistance. So ito po yung mailbox natin. Okay, so if you have any persistency-related inquiries, concerns, or even suggestions, please feel free to utilize this email, okay, this mailbox support. Okay, next up, this is, well, this is not entirely new because there are just enhancements in terms of the content of this topic, persistency. Okay, so please scan the QR, okay, and give us feedback. Two ways, okay? Feedback in terms of the program, number one, and feedback in terms of my conduct of the session. So please let me know how I fared. Okay, was I able to explain? Meron po bang kulang? Merong hindi ko nagawa? Please let me know also. Okay, so I'd like to also ask for your feedback in terms of how I can improve also my job in terms of doing sessions like this. All right? So, yan, please do that. Now, next schedules, meron pa ba tayo? Yes. We will resume persistency trainings in September. So we will be publishing our September calendar very, very soon.